What it do, Sun Doolers? It's your boy YfgmBlogTv coming straight out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, in this video, I would pretty much be making my predictions of the Sweet 16s. No, I did not make a bracket, but the only team I worry about is my Duke Blue Devils. That's the only team I care about. But since it's the Sweet 16, I'm going to finally make a video. And then after that, I will just be making videos, as far as talking about the games. Now, it took me some time to do this, because I had to do some little research, wrote a whole lot of stuff down. So basically, I'm going to be reading this stuff off because, I don't really feel like, just staring right into the camera right now. So I'm just going to do what I do, put some pictures up, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Now, we have the #1 Louisville Cardinals versus the #12 Oregon Ducks. Now, I feel like the Oregon Ducks should have been ranked a little bit higher, but a lot of times rankings, man, it don't even matter in the March Madness tournament. It just really don't, because you play one game, either team can play great or either bad, and then boom, go home. But I'm going to pick the Louisville Cardinals, Louisville to win this game, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of reasons why I feel they can win this game. Now, the Cardinals defense, they rank second in the country in turnover percentage, forcing turnovers on 28% of opponents' possessions, according to KenPom.com. Now, conversely, Oregon's offense ranks number 264 nationally, turning the ball over on 21.5% of its possessions. The pressure from Louisville guards Russ Smith and Peyton Silva can be suffocating. So that is one of the main reasons why that I feel like Louisville will win this game, because their defense is just great, and then the hands on those two guards are just ridiculous. And then, when the offense is rolling, they can't be stopped. They just can't be stopped. I believe they're on a 12-game win streak, or 11, 13, one of them. Like, they just can't be stopped. And then, but also, a reason why Oregon can win is because, they got this freshman, I think his name Damon Dotson. He's basically been playing his best basketball this season. He's averaging 20 points per game in the NCAA tournament, has made 8 of 17 from the three-point line. And if this dude plays well and the other guys play well too, also in the strong core of the seniors, the Ducks could pull off an upset. But I'm going to go with the Louisville Cardinals, 70-53. That's just me. Now, moving on. This is the game I'm waiting for. I am so ready to watch this game. I'm going to be focused. Nobody is getting in my way but my #2 Blue Devils versus #3 Michigan State. This should be a great game, This is a great, as far as, coaching matchup. We have Mike Krzyzewski, legendary, Tom Izzo, legendary. These two coaches have combined for 17 Final Fours and 5 national titles. They have split 2 all-time meetings in the NCAA tournament. The last coming in the Sweet 16 in 2005. Michigan State, they got a 78-68 win in Austin, Texas. And, Spartans eventually made the Final Four. But I'm going with Duke because, like I said, they led by Steph Curry. The Duke's guard are playing at a high level during the most important time of the year. Curry is averaging 21.5 points in the first 2 tournament games while shooting 51% from the field. And then you have Quinn Cook, who has been excellent running the team with 17 assists compared to just 3 turnovers. And then the defense of the Duke Blue Devils. Then you got Miles Plumlee down there who can post up, give you some athleticism, some points in the paint. Shooters all over the court, and this should be a great game. But I'm going with the Duke Blue Devils. Now, the only reason why Michigan State probably could win is because they have a physical front court. Derek Nix and Adrian Payne led the way down low. For Michigan State, combining for 20 points and 14 rebounds per game. They could take Mason Plumlee out of his game by pushing him around. But I'm going with the Duke Blue Devils. Let me see. I'm going to probably say 76 to, I'm going to say 82 to like 75. It should be a real close game. I'm going to go with my guys, the Duke Blue Devils. Now, moving on. Wichita State versus number 13. Well, number 9, Wichita State versus number 13, LaSalle. Now, I'm going to go with Wichita State. And the reason why I think Wichita State can win is because, let's just say with the toughness and experience, with 4 of their 5 starters being upperclassmen, they rank in the 20th in both offense and defensive rebound percentage, and they will crash the board. So that's a big, advantage. And, LaSalle could win because they got great guard play, and that can advance them deep in the NCAA tournament, and that is what is carry the Explorers this far. Raymond Galloway, Tariq Doran, and Tyrone Garland all average at least 12 points per game, and they could be pressured on a defense pressure on a defense by getting to the lane off the bounce. But I'm going to go with Wichita State 68-62 at the end of the day. Now, moving on. Number 2 Ohio State versus number 6 Arizona. Now, Ohio State coach Thad Matta and Arizona coach Sean Miller, they have a lot of history. Both was assistants at Miami of Ohio in the mid-90s on Herb Sendek's staff. When Matta took over at Xavier in 2001, he brought Miller on as an assistant. When Matta left for Ohio State in 2004, Miller took over the Musketeers. So they got a lot of history. But I'm going with Ohio State because Deshaun Thomas is one of the biggest matchup nightmares in the country. He is averaging 23 points per game and shooting 61% from the field in Ohio State's first 2 games. He should be matched up with Arizona Solomon Hill. And then also, man, you got the guard play, man. And, Aaron Craft is just amazing, with setting people up and his offensive ability. Not a great shooter, but this dude defense is just incredible. And I'm just going to go off the strength of Ohio State, Deshaun Thomas. And, why Arizona could win is because, the Wildcats have yet to lose a game outside the Pac-12, and they looked impressive dismantling Belmont and Harvard. But also Mark Lyons is playing at a high level, coming off a season high 27 points, 12 of 17 shooting against the Crimson. But I'm going to go with Ohio State 73-69. Should be a great game. Moving on. There's another game I'm ready to see. Number 1 Kansas versus number 4 Michigan. This should be a great game, and I'm just ready to watch this game also. Now, this is a matchup of 2 heavyweights and teams that were ranked number 1 and number 2 in the AP poll back in January 28th. Kansas gets it done on the defensive end, protecting the rim better than anyone in the country, with Jet Whitley remaining in the middle. Michigan does its damage on offense, ranking 2nd nationally in offensive efficiency, according to KenPom.com. Now, I'm going to actually go with Kansas to win this game, and this is why. Michigan has received, quality post play lately from freshman Mitch McGary, but even with his emergence, Kansas will have a decided advantage down low. Whitty is a game changer on the defensive end, blocking 12 shots in the first 2 games of the NCAA tournament on offense. In that span, he is averaging 16.5 points a game while shooting 65% on the floor. Plus, they got a lot of other players on that team that can play very well, Rutherford and stuff like that. But Michigan can win on the other hand. Kansas, they struggle at times defending the perimeter, and Michigan is full of players who can light it up from the outside. Trey Burke, I can't even think. Hardaway, they got a couple players who can light it up from the outside. Now Trey Burke is the best point guard in the country, and he's surrounded by a number of shooters on the wing who can knock down threes. Burke is capable of dominating his matchup with Elijah Johnson and Nadir Thorpe, I believe his name is. If that happens, the Wolverines will be moving on to the League 8. And I'm actually sorry about that. I got Michigan winning this game 65-67. I'm tripping. Anyway, I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. Now, we have number 3 Florida versus number 15 Florida Gulf Coast, the amazing team that's just been making noise or whatever in the NCAA tournament. Now, Florida Gulf Coast have become the first number 15 seed in NCAA tournament history to make it to the Sweet 16. The Eagles, have captured the country with the high-flying offensive act and beaten their first 2 points by each 10 points. Now, they will face Florida, which is just 265 miles down the road on Interstate 75. Everyone will be tuning in to see whether Florida Gulf Coast magical ride, will continue. Now, believe it or not, I got an upset going on. I got Florida Gulf Coast to win. The Eagles, they will not be scared, when they take the court against Florida. They are playing with a confidence that one would not expect from a number 15 seed. However, the confidence did not come out of nowhere. The Eagles beat Miami earlier in the season. They are fully aware they can play with and beat the best teams in the country. But also, you have Florida on the other hand who can win because the Gators, they pretty much dominated against teams from non-power conferences. In Florida's 8 games against non-BCS teams, the Gators are 8-0 with an average margin of victory of 26.3 points. Florida is athletic and will be able to match with Florida Gulf Coast on the perimeter. But I got this game 77 Florida Gulf Coast, 75 Florida. Now, another game I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. We have. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm so sorry. We have